welcome back for another video. I know it has been a hot minute since I have posted anything, and I think I'm ready to get back into it. Today is going to be about Thanksgiving Day prep. I'm starting this on Tuesday before Thanksgiving, and with Thanksgiving being so late this year, I feel like I've had this kind of like, I don't know, I feel like I keep getting interrupted or something, but I'm like, no, it's just not here yet. So what I want to do today is I want to just take you along with me on this Tuesday to start prep, and I'm going to be doing, we're hosting, but we're also doing kind of like they're going to bring all their stuff and we're going to still do all our own stuff. So it's not like, you know, if I drop the ball on something, then their family's going to miss out on their most important things. No, we're just combining the two. So it's going to be fantastic, and I'm so ready to get started. I'm going to be kind of focusing on mostly the baking stuff today and the prep ahead stuff, the kind of stuff that can get done without affecting the way that it's going to taste on the actual day that we eat it. So like today, I need to get the turkey unwrapped and do the dry brine. I need to bake the cornbread. I love a good Southern cornbread dressing. I love stuffing too. I love it all. I'm here for it all. But my mama's cornbread dressing, that recipe is like the ultimate food. I don't know. I cannot have Thanksgiving without that on the table. And so I learned years ago how to make that. And you know, it never tastes quite as good as hers. And I do it exactly the way she does, but you know, it's just what it is, and I'm going to try my best. So I got to get the cornbread going for that. Yesterday, I was making chicken noodle soup. We've had some sickness in the house, so I went ahead and cut my veggies for that go in that. It's just celery and onion. So that step is already done for when I get ready to put the dressing together with all the wet ingredients and things like that. I've had going on the stove since yesterday afternoon the chicken broth that I like to use, in that it's just that homemade taste. You just can't beat it. You know, you can totally use, and I have, and will probably supplement with the boxed chicken broth if I need it, if I need a little extra. But to have the bulk of that good flavor coming from your homemade chicken stock is just, there's nothing like it. So that is still going. That's been going for almost 24 hours now. So it's going to be a really rich, delicious addition to that cornbread dressing. The other things I have written down here, I'm just going to reference my notes. I've got, Lauren is going to make the green bean casserole. She loves it, so she wants to put that together. I've got my little energy drink going here. This is good. It's basically just like drinking apple juice, but I really like these. I feel like they're not super junky. Probably not the greatest for you, but you know, better than something like a Red Bull or another alternative. But Ryan is going to put together the mandarin orange salad. I think I'll have them do each of those tomorrow, like put them together. Ryan's will taste better if it sits. So Wednesday night, he can throw that all together. And then I want to do either a classic pecan pie or pecan pie bars. And I can probably do that today. We'll just see how I'm doing on time, because I also have a lot of cleaning to do. You know that when you're having company, there's just that little extra stuff that you've got to get done that you tend to just, you know, glance over and just, oh, I'll get to that later. But like, I really need to dust. We've lived here for 2 months now, and I dusted just, you know, little things here and there. But I'm talking like, it's time for baseboards. It's time for windowsills. It's time for all the built-in areas and the cabinets in the kitchen and things like that. Like, I've noticed it's already started to get really dusty and greasy around the stove. So it's time. I want to tackle those things today. Along with that, you know, then comes the vacuuming, and then, but as far as food, I think that's about as far as I'm going to go today. Just getting the turkey, seasoned, you know, the dry brine, and getting the dressing started. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. But I say it's just that, but you know, those things tend to take way longer than you think. And then throwing some cleaning in there. it's going to be a long day. So I hope you're here for it. I'm so glad to be back to recording some content for videos. I love doing this, but I was seriously burnt out of just everything in life there for a while. We've had so much going on, and you know, I have recorded content here and there when I feel like, okay, I can turn this into a video. Okay, I can share this, or I'm ready to do this. But I haven't followed through with posting anything. So if I get to the point where I feel like I want to go ahead and kind of like retro post some of those things that I've been doing and recording over the last several weeks, you may see some of that come up as well. I have a ton of content, I just haven't posted anything. So anyway, yeah, we're gonna just go ahead and get started. Thank you so much for being here. So I wanted to just be somewhat put together for the day, and I thought I'll just dry my hair and get dressed and put a little makeup on. I tend to feel a lot more productive if I start my day like that. I know I've mentioned that before in some other videos, but today it was one of those like mission critical. I had to get started, so I needed to be put together, motivated, and ready to rock and roll. So, and I'm just trying to like ease in and get my mind right, get my attitude straight. It's always hard to start a project, especially when I want to film something and I have a house full of people. I always feel like everybody's interrupting and everybody's in the way, and that's just not the right attitude to take. So I was really, really trying to be mindful today. I even had to pause for a little while and just go in my room. I got overstimulated, but just being honest here, it's not always just, you know, these are highly edited videos, and so it might look like we're all happy and getting along and nothing is being said, you know, but we can turn the sound off and put some music on. So you don't necessarily get to hear everything that's happening in the background. And today was just one of those days where I knew before I ever got started that it was going to be a struggle to keep my attitude in check. And I was right. But, you know, thankfully, eventually we just got things done. We worked together. I had Ryan, you can see there. I would call him in to help me with this or that or the other thing, and he actually just was a really big help. So I'm really grateful for that. You can see there I had my fly swatter, my makeshift fly swatter. We've had so many flies this fall. It's so annoying. As soon as I get started doing something, I'm like, oh my gosh, they're everywhere. And then I was just showing you the Beam drink mix that I got. It's like an electrolyte and hormone support drink mix. I've had it for the last 2 days. I really like it. I like the taste of it. I kind of just sip slowly for, you know, over a couple hours or so. And but anyway, it's pretty tasty. It's kind of tart and tangy, and I like it. I, you know, had all the intentions of getting started with seasoning that turkey today, and it was just still so frozen. So thankfully I took it out like a day early according to the charts of how many days you need to thaw it for how heavy it is, and I have an extra day built in there, so I will work on that tomorrow.
I've actually got a lot of good feedback on Instagram and Facebook about how I asked a question over there on Instagram. If you're not following me over there, please do. I don't post a whole lot over there, but I do tend to interact quite a bit more. So anyway, I had asked, what turkey prep method people use, and I got a lot of good feedback. And so far, everybody has said wet brine, and they're even giving me really good tips on like where they get their brine packets and like the equipment that they use and all that stuff. So I can pretty much guarantee that I will take the less challenging route this year, because I don't have anything necessarily that I can do a wet brine with. I mean, I guess I can figure it out easy enough, but I will probably just do the old faithful butter and seasonings under and on the skin. So that always turns out good for me. I just am wondering, like, is there a better way? And everybody seems to think that the wet brine is the best way. So this child loves to be on the camera, and he has been cooking so much more lately. He's found a love for eggs, so he makes himself scrambled eggs most days. And he actually started school last week, and so he's not home with me all day anymore. Kind of sad, but also it was time. Anyway, he has just been, like I said, just kind of gaining more independence and learning how to take care of himself and just really maturing right before our eyes. And he's getting so tall. He's almost as tall as I am. I'm just super proud of him.
We found a dairy farmer like 25 minutes away from our house. And so we've been getting raw milk from them for the last couple of weeks, and it is so good. And I'm so glad to be able to have that in the rotation now. It's pretty pricey, but it's very worth it. And we're just grateful that it's not so far from home that it's not, it's easy to get to. So, like, I'll drop Bishop off at school and then go and pick up our milk and be home by like 8:30 in the morning. So it's so nice.
I'm incredibly bummed out to report that the chicken stock that I attempted to make for over 24 hours, it just did not taste good at all. I tried. I mean, I really tried. I did not want that whole thing to go to waste, but I could kind of tell just by the way that it smelled. I don't know. I'm very like particular about anything chicken, and I just really struggle with it sometimes. So just being honest, I tried really hard. I strained it, I let it cool. I did some seasoning because I am very careful not to over salt. I'm notorious for over salting. So I tried really hard to just get it seasoned well, but not over salt. And it just was funky. I don't know. It was offensive to me, and I was not about to ruin my cornbread dressing with funky chicken stock. So it went down the garbage disposal. I was sad, but I ended up using the boxed chicken stock, which you'll see toward the end of the video when I finish putting this together. was round 2 of the couch cushion covers. Ryan had done the other half just before that, and they were in the dryer. So I'm so glad that I went ahead and did that. It was much easier, of course, having his help. That is such a workout, and I just wasn't sure that I wanted to do that before the start of the holidays, because we tend to have so many movie nights and we're just always on that couch. And so I thought, well, we might as well just wait until after. But it was a little crusty, and so I'm really, really glad that is done. It feels so good and fresh. It looks like a new couch. This coffee bar situation it was out of control. Our daughter makes herself an espresso drink on the way out the door every morning and just kind of leaves it, and it was just really gross. It had not been cleaned in I don't even know how long, so I went ahead and took the initiative, and lots of deep breaths along the way, and I cleaned it myself. It just had to be done. It was dirty and smelly, and the little container that catches the drips of coffee and everything, it was completely full. It was about to spill over. So I went ahead and got it done, and it's nice and fresh now. And wouldn't you know it, that the moment she got home from work, she came over there, made herself a decaf latte, and left everything exactly the way that it was. So yeah, I'm gonna have to go get on her before I go to bed and tell her, hey, go ahead and clean that up. Thanks. Unbox and just look at everything that I had gotten for the Thanksgiving table. The tablescape is going to be so lovely. I'm so excited to do this. This is not my forte. I've come up with all of this myself. Thankfully, Hobby Lobby makes it incredibly easy if you are not creative. You can walk down the aisles and match things pretty easily. So I didn't get everything from Hobby Lobby. I got most things from there. Like I said, I am not super creative. I know what I like, and I know that usually I can pull something together. Like I got these napkins off of Amazon. They were not cheap, but they were really pretty, and they coordinated really nicely. So I'm really excited to see all this stuff come together. I got a couple of things that will serve us for many years to come, such as the silicone food warming mat. It's like an electric mat that keeps the food warm. So I'm excited to have that to use. And then I got some other things that I thought could possibly double as wedding decor, and we'll see. I don't know. I haven't talked to Lauren about that at all. She'll probably absolutely hate that idea, but if not, it's, they're neutral enough pieces that I can always just keep them in a box and use them for myself for special occasions or whatever. So I was next unboxing the stemware. I guess, I don't know if that's what you would call it, but just it was just really inexpensive, multicolored water goblets that I thought would add a nice touch. I have so many different things to put on this table this year, and it's just not something that I normally do. So I'm really looking forward to taking the time to put that all together. I kind of wanted to do a dry run of it tomorrow after we get the table set up and just kind of see how it all looks together. put together a pecan pie. I used frozen puff pastry instead of pie crust. That's not something that I've done before, but I really wasn't feeling energetic enough to throw together a pie crust. Now, I know that you can do that really, really easily, and I was probably overthinking it, but this was the end of my day here, so I was glad that I got this part done. I don't know how it turned out. It looks like a pecan pie, so we'll see. Hopefully it tastes good. Anyway, I was really, really glad that I got that done. That was going to be one of the more time-consuming things that I wanted to have on the dessert table, and just wasn't sure if I was going to have time to get that done today. But because Ryan was so helpful with the couch and getting those cushions put back together after we washed all the covers, I was able to go ahead and make time to do this. So anyway, I hope it turns out. It looks pretty. We'll see. This is one of those things that, like, I have to taste it as I go, but then the more I taste it, the less I can taste it, if that makes sense. So I had Ryan taste it for me too, and we have to taste this before we put the raw eggs in and before we put the broth in. So it's like, it's not completely the right flavor until all of that goes together. And again, I didn't want to over salt, so I had to keep in mind, like, I can't add salt right now. The chicken stock is going to have salt in it. So, but I think we got it. I think we got pretty close, and we can always add salt and pepper at the table. But this is just one of those things, like I said, I have to have this. This is like, it is not Thanksgiving without it. So I made a lot. I made extra, and I was so sad to have to throw away my homemade chicken stock, but it is what it is. And the Kirkland's brand organic chicken stock is actually pretty good, so I wasn't too sad about having to use that. Well, Ryan got his workout for the day, friends, and I'm so grateful that he tackled that chore because it is so nice and fresh now. And I'm gonna pull the pecan pie out of the oven here, and we're gonna call it a day. I will hopefully be able to get some shots of the Thanksgiving tablescape before we are sitting down for dinner. I hope that you all have a fantastic and blessed Thanksgiving. Thanks for being here.